All right, so today we're talking about combining like terms. At the bottom, you can see your Desmos Scientific Calculator link to help you throughout this. Okay, so when we're talking about combining, we're going to be adding today. Okay, and when we say like terms, well, the word like means the ones that are the same. And terms, if we look right here, terms are broken up into two parts today. We have the coefficients. Right here at the bottom, you see the coefficient is the number with the letter. The letter is a variable. It's some number. It represents some number that we don't know. So whenever we say the coefficients, we're talking about the one with the letter. And then we have the other one, the numbers that don't have the letters. Those are called constants. Notice this is a -7 because of the negative sign in front of the 7. And that is a +5 because there is no negative sign. So once again, we're talking about coefficient and constant. So when we're adding like terms, we're going to add the terms, the numbers that are the same, that look alike. Okay, so right here in blue, we have 5x. We have a +3x. So we add those together. 5x plus 3x equals 8x. We also have in orange +9 and -2. Those are the constants. +9 plus a -2, or +9 minus 2 is a +7. So that's why our answer is 8x plus 7. So we did some examples for you, and then you're going to do the rest on your own. Okay, I have answered problems 1 and 3. Notice I didn't answer number 2. The reason is because number 3 has a fraction, and I wanted to show you an example with a fraction. Then you're going to drag your answer from the boxes on the right into the correct box that you, or the corresponding box that you chose. So let's look at this. Okay, the first one said 12x plus 8x plus 3 plus x. Notice I highlighted or I marked all the ones that are the coefficients in red. 12x plus 8x. And notice right there, instead of just x, I put 1x. Even though there is no number, we have learned that if there is no number, it doesn't mean 0x. It means that there is 1x. So 12x plus 8x plus 1x came out to 21x. And then in blue is the constant, which is only a +3. So it came out to 21x plus 3. Number 2, I've already broken it into red and blue. Red is a coefficient, blue is a constant, and go ahead and do the same. Number 3, 2 1/3 minus 6x plus 4 1/3 minus 3x. Once again, the coefficients are in red. So our first one says -6x. The second one says -3x. -6x plus a -3x is a -9x. Or we could say -6x minus 3x equals a -9x. Then we go to our constant. The constant is a 2 1/3 and a 4 1/3. So what I did first is I went ahead and I added my whole numbers, which is a 2 and a 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then I added my fractions, 1/3 and 1/3. Whenever you're dealing with fractions, notice at the bottom number, the denominator, they're both 3's. So all you have to do with the denominator is just slide the 3 over. 3, 3, it just stays at 3, you don't add it. You're going to add the top number, the numerator. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So notice once again, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and I just slide over my denominator, 2/3. So that came up with the fraction 6 2/3. Then I just put my numbers that I got, put it all together in my expression, -9x plus 6 2/3. You'll do number 4, and notice it's already been broken up. Same with 5 and 6. And in number 5, there is a fraction once again. It says half and half. Okay. And then on number 6, there is a decimal. Make sure that you add up your coefficients with coefficients and your constant with constant. Then you're going to go to something that looks like this. That is shapes. All right. The first one says, which is simplified expression for the perimeter of the triangle below. Notice it is a triangle, so there are 3 parts to it. We must add up all 3 parts, 2.5x plus 2x plus 3 plus 5x minus 1.5. So on this slide, it's been done for you. Once again, 2.5x plus 2x plus 3 plus 5x minus 1.5. We still add up the coefficients with the coefficient. 2.5x plus 2x plus 5x. So we add up those numbers and it comes up to 9.5x. Once again, the Desmos calculator link is at the top. So at any moment you need, just click it and you can go to the calculator that will help you add these things up. Then we have plus 3 and we have a negative 1.5 or minus 1.5. Two ways you can do this in your Desmos calculator. You can either enter in 3 plus negative 1.5 or you could just put 3 minus 1.5. Either way, the answer is going to come out to 1.5. Then you just put down what you got. 9.5x plus 1.5. Notice there's a plus 1.5. The reason is because it is positive. On this one, I went ahead and helped you with number 2. The reason why I helped you with number 2 is because there are some parts. It just says 12 and 3/4 x plus 3 rather. And so I wanted to make sure you knew that if the width on one side says 12, the width on the other side is also 12. And if the length at the bottom is 3/4 x plus 3, the length at the top is also 3/4 x plus 3. So I just plugged those in. They're in yellow because it didn't have it in the original picture, but I put those down just to help you know that on one side of a rectangle, it's the same on the other side of a rectangle. Okay, so I just put this down. I started with the ones at the top, 3/4 x plus 3. And then I put the one at the bottom, plus 3/4 x plus 3. And then I put the widths on both sides, plus 12, plus 12. You can put it in any order that you want. The reason why I did it that way is just so I could make sure I copy the same thing back to back. But as long as you put all the numbers there, it will still come out the same answer if you do it correctly. So once again, I just put 3/4 x, 3/4 x, which are my coefficients. I put it in my Desmos calculator. I'm just going to go to that link really quickly. The reason why is because I wanted to show you right here on the right, next or underneath that wrench symbol is an AB. If you press that AB, that's where you can put a 3, and then at the bottom, you can put a 4. Notice that 3/4 is the same as 0.75. There are these arrows underneath the percent and the AB sign. So that's how you can slide over to the right. So I wanted to add plus, once again, A over B is underneath the wrench on the right next to the percent sign. AB is 3, and then I just click underneath 4. I use my arrow to slide over and press my enter sign, and it is 1.5, or the same as 1 1/2, because 0.5 means 1/2. If I wanted to do that, I could always go back right there. Okay. I'm sorry. All right, so that's how I got my answer. 1 1/2 or 1.5x. Okay. Then I go to my constants, which are the 3, 3, 12, 12. You can go back to your Desmos calculator if you need to. And it's 3 plus 3 plus 12 plus 12 equals 30. So I just put those answers that I got, 1 1/2x plus 30. And notice there both the answers there in problem 1 and 2. The answer there at the top, I just drug my answer into the box that was there. You will do problems 3 and 4 on your own. And there's a setup. I wanted to show you something on number 3. Number 3 is a square. And so on a square, you'll notice that it only has one side labeled. That is because all 4 sides are also 1.2x plus 0.5. We know that a square, all sides are the same. So we must put that number on each side. So that is what's been done for you. It says 1.2x plus 0.5 4 times 1.2x plus 0.5, 1.2x plus 0.5 plus 1.2 2x plus 0.5. All you're going to do is the same thing. Add up the coefficients with the coefficients, the red with the red. Then add up the constant, the blue with the blue, and then put it together. Number 4 is kind of like number 2. It is a rectangle, and there it's been set up for you. So you can do those problems on your own. I will also be on Zoom 10 o'clock this Wednesday, and I will be going over problem 3 and 4 from the first section. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Have a nice day.